Top story now on the violence erupting in Egypt, not only directed at the military and the Muslim Brotherhood, but we are now learning how more than a dozen churches have been torched, set on fire for no apparent reason. It now appears that Egypt's Christian population is becoming collateral damage, at least as the Muslim Brotherhood does battle with the Egyptian army. Now, Christians appear to be targeted. There are dozens of churches that have been burned. Homes and businesses of Christians are being burned. Rocks are being thrown at them. They're being chased from building to building. Are they collateral damage in this larger battle, or are they being specifically targeted?
The Muslim Brotherhood has always desired to religiously cleanse the Middle East, to get Jews and Christians out. This is part of the Muslim Brotherhood and Islamist program.
To wage the systematic destruction of Christian homes, schools, shops, and churches. The staggering violence against the churches, for example, is being described as the worst since the 14th century.
So meanwhile, you've got activists saying that Syrian rebels have now attacked a Christian village just outside of Damascus, and that they are in the process of torturing priests and setting churches on fire. And now government troops are moving into this situation, which is quite chaotic, fighting to stop this.
Makes this even more concerning is the nature of the rebels themselves who are inside. Mostly they are fighters from the al-Nusra Front, which is an al-Qaeda-linked syndicate group, a very well-known extremist group there within Syria. And remember, it is the Christians inside Syria who support President Assad. So it is beginning to show the sectarian strife that's happening inside that country as these rebels are targeting these Christian villages throughout the situation.
فتح السيسي مين اللي جابك؟ مين اللي جابك يا كلب؟ مين اللي جابك؟ المرسي هو اللي جابك، أنا ولا إخوة ليا ولا حاجة، أنا ست مصرية متدينة، وأنا بقول لك أنا بقول للنصارى كلمة واحدة، أنتوا قاعدين جنبينا، إحنا هنولع فيكم.
Well, the Arab Spring uprisings in Syria, Lebanon, and Egypt. Does the Bible have anything to say about these events? 2,000 years ago, all roads led to Rome. Today, all roads seem to lead to Jerusalem. It is the most disputed and fought over piece of land in the history of mankind. And today, the Middle East is a hotbed of political and religious conflicts that belie its relatively small geographical size. Which brings up the question, will history's final chapter be written in Jerusalem?
Lay out some of these trends that are happening that I think actually people should be rejoicing about eventually.
How about this to think about today? The crisis in Syria may be more than just a current foreign policy problem, with some seeing signs of biblical prophecies of the apocalypse in the events that are unfolding overseas. Passages in the Old Testament even make reference to Damascus falling into ruin, sparking worldwide conflict that some say leads to the coming of the Messiah.
The implosion of Syria definitely has people interested. Isaiah 17 and its parallel passage in Jeremiah 49 both describe the absolute destruction, the catastrophic destruction of Damascus at some point in the eschatological future, the end times. Isaiah 17 verse 1 says, Damascus will be removed from being a city. One translation says it will cease to be a city. One thing that's interesting about Jeremiah 49 is that it says people will be fleeing from the city of Damascus when this happens. And of course, we've seen 2 million Syrians flee the country of Syria in the last 30 months. 5 million Syrians have been internally displaced. They're fleeing from Damascus, from other towns and villages.
The terrorists shot up the mall on Saturday, targeting Westerners and non-Muslims. Then last night, terrorists in Pakistan blew up a Christian church.
And that's Al-Qaeda, its franchises, and related terrorist groups, Sunni Muslim fanatics, are determined to exterminate Christians wherever they can find them in the greater Middle East, in the areas beyond the Middle East, such as Kenya. They didn't attack a military target. They didn't attack a government target. They went to a mall on a Saturday afternoon, sorted out Muslims and Christians, and slaughtered as many Christians as they could.
This kind of terror activity now a growing industry throughout the world, and there is a reason why. The truth is that Muslim jihadists want to kill Christians and Jews. And if you are a Christian or a Jew, you are a target. It is clear that Al-Qaeda and its affiliates are now going to wage small-time terrorism all over the world. They will burn down Christian churches, attack Jewish synagogues, and if they can, launch another 9/11. In Pakistan, a pair of Muslim suicide bombers killed at least 81 Christians just yesterday at a church.